Hello everyone, it's me again, Sunny, and today I would like to share with you my process from designing to sketching and color an idea that I have in my head about a character that I have always want to share with you. She's a mermaid and she come from the universe that I'm going to write about in the very near future. And I hope you will like today's video because I'm going to share with you the whole process. It will be a very long one and it will not be as it will not be like sped up, and you will like see all the like nook and crannies, like things that I really do when I actually work on a new piece of idea or something like that. Yeah. How have things been for you? Please comment down below if you'd like to share about like your journey on creating lately, and I will try my best to read and comment back. So let's begin. Okay, so today I'm going to use this brown tone paper, and pencil colors as the main medium for this painting. These are my precious pencils and pencil color. As you can see, they're from Creator Color. The quality is pretty high, and the result of the paintings I have is pretty nice before. Here are also some extra color from White Night set. Okay, so let's begin. First off, I will start with sketching using one of these pencils. Okay, so let's set up a bit. Okay, so I would like to start with the frame. If you watch my other video, you would know that I always start with the frame first because I decided the composition will be very much decided by how I frame the whole picture. And I always start with like deciding on where the character should stay or they hide in the whole picture, in the whole frame. So since this is a completely new idea from my head, I decided to start with the main character, which is a mermaid. But at the same time, please bear with me because I will definitely have to like erase her a few times so that I can get the best compositions for this whole painting. So I haven't had a really clear image in my head yet. I just know that she's going to wear a kimono-like kind of costume with a butterfly like a knot behind her back. A kind of butterfly bow, if you so. Is that how you call it? A bow? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I think it's going pretty smoothly so far. I don't have to erase the image that much. Just keep on with the flow actually. I think I pretty like the composition so far. I think it's pretty enough. So let's see how it's go. I think I start to imagine how it's going to be. I think she's going to be in under the moonlight in a dark place. But her whole figure gonna glow. It's actually pretty easy for me to draw this character because she's like one of my main character in my story, and she just have always been there in my head. You know, very clear, and it's just so easy for me to draw her out on the paper. I think that's why I'm having a great flow here without too much like difficulty in forming the character just as much as her compositions or her proportions. So she's going to look behind a little bit, like turning her head. I imagine that her emotion is going to be like being caught up by surprise by someone, maybe her husband, the man in the bunny mask. Yes, that's her husband, and he's an alien actually. I think this is pretty close so far to how I imagine her. At least the form is pretty perfect now. And of course, there are going to be butterfly or moths flying around her, and the moon. I'm thinking whether I should draw it as a window shape, like you know, moon shaped window, or really the moon. Let me try sketching it out. I mean, a moon-shaped window is not so bad an idea, to be honest. But then the space is going to be pretty hard to predict whether what kind of details I would like to add in. Like there will be objects here and there as well, which might be not for the best. Okay, so I need to fix her face a little bit more. And actually for this image, though I don't show you here, which sorry, I just said I would show you every little detail that I did to create this drawing, but yeah, I couldn't show you here that I use some reference for the clothing that she's wearing, some type of kimono, especially for geisha or like the dancer from Japan's culture. And they usually wear it in a very specific way as well, and I try to imitate it here in this painting. The other one that I want to add in was Michael, like Geisha and Michael. They're both traditional dancer and I think as well singer, like performers from Japan cultures. And they both have very specific kind of custom and way of dressing them, which looks very fascinating and at the same time beautiful. And I want to imitate their way of fashion. Her hair going to be quite curly and in dark brown color. I think I would like her clothes to be very long and kind of mixed with her shadow at the back. And I don't think that I don't like the window too much right now because I really don't want to add more details to the background. I don't want to add in furniture and things like that. So I'm thinking that I might change it to just the moon. One of my habits when I draw, when I paint, is to dwindle between details like this. I usually find places where I can actually fix a bit more, change here and there. This one have gone really smooth so far. I think surprisingly smooth compared to many pieces that I have finished. Lately, it's kind of different with me too, that I'm very determined to finish the ideas that I have. Definitely way more determined than before, as my habit goes is that I usually have a lot of spontaneous ideas in my head and then I go for each a bit. This time I start to be more solid about the way that I do things and I start to create them one by one, plan out everything, have a schedule for each piece, have a draft for most of them, and then I will start working on each of them with a scheduled time. And when I finish a painting or drawing that I don't feel satisfied, I will redo them. And I have no problem, no trouble doing that. I think that's one of the good things that I have learned so far is to be patient and to never draw back even though you have made a mistake. Even though I made a mistake, I will still try to fix it and do it better the next time. Now that I think about it, I do feel like I want to create a watercolor piece for this idea as well. To be honest, I'm still not really sure about the colors for this piece. Should it all be dark, black and white, or with a bit of colors, or with a bit of brown? I'm not really sure yet. I think for the fan that she's holding, if you can recognize that it is a fan, then it would be much better if it's in the shape of the rose, because the roses, it they go with her character. So it would be nice if she was holding something that looked like rose itself as well. All right, I think it looks pretty nice, and Now I possibly will draw the shape of the moon. Not really sure yet, to be honest. I think I will start with the ground first. I'm thinking she might be on a large field of grass, and there'll be moths and flying fireflies. They will glow under the moonlight. I think this looks way better than the idea at the beginning. Because you see, I want the drawing to focus on the main character instead of having details added in unreasonably and make the whole painting kind of chaotic. And I usually focus on a more simple style kind of composition instead of having too many details at a time. Also, I'm still weak with composition. I need to learn way more in order to have very detailed works. Have a good focus. Because there aren't many detailed works, but still have a good focus because they have a good composition or perspective. Like they know where to stress, to press the where the eyes might look into a drawing or a painting. And that's why I'm still weak at. To work on this kind of ideas in painting is to risk many things, especially with the style, the way that I'm working on it, is that I just go straight ahead into creating it. This one especially, I have no draft for it beforehand, so it just goes straight out my head. So yeah, there are many things I don't know if it will work or it won't. But that's also one of the fun things when I draw, when I create things as well. I mean, that's about it. You need to risk something and you need to go with the flow sometimes. Can't be too careful sometimes. And if this one fail, I might use it as a draft for the next one. Maybe perhaps a bigger painting even for the same idea. I think the drawing start to form pretty well. The composition is just as suitable as what I imagined in my head. And it actually now has its own kind of, style to it. It's somewhat different, somewhat similar to what I have in my mind. Okay, next I will use something with thicker black. That will create thicker kind of like dark shade and stuff. Okay, so I will have to make it like sharpen a bit. Okay, right. Let's go into it. First thing is I will reline everything so that the shape looks thick enough and clear. I especially love drawing the hair, how curly it might look, and add detail to it. What I will enjoy the most will probably be the butterfly bow at the back. Like, it all started with the moth or the butterfly that I found online. And then I have this idea like, hey, why don't I draw the mermaid wearing such costume alike to a geisha, but with a bow in the shape of a moth or butterfly. And the color of the moth or the butterfly looks very great as well. I'm really excited to come to the part I can paint it. Also, I really love the process of relining everything because then I can, like shape things clearer and, start to see it under the best light possible. But isn't it great when you can, like trace all the things that you have drawn and make them look better? I think it's a kind of game, especially when I was small, that there will be books for learning how to line things by having like lines that you can trace. And even now, I still like that kind of game. I'm thinking that I might add golden paint in the end of the whole process for the moon and maybe for her hairpin, and also maybe some details necessary. I really love using the golden paint, but I haven't had a much chance to use it in the right kind of idea or composition. I think in the near future I will use it more often. That one and the silver paint that I have. I will show you later what it looks like. Technically, they make everything look glowy under the light, and I really like that effect. I just love it. I really love the idea so far. It seems very neat compared to many paintings that I did. The facial expression is always the thing that I focus on the most when I draw or paint a character. Like perhaps maybe sometime I focus too much on it that I abandon many different kind of aspect of the painting. But how the character feels, how they express themselves is very important to me, especially their eyes. Okay, next is a bow. I'm thinking about joining a few new courses on Domestika, and I think I will have a series about me studying on Domestika so that you can somewhat like share with me the process of studying as well. And perhaps I can create new pieces through the whole course as well. Some of the few new courses include the Art Deco style for digital illustration, the human figure in watercolor, illustrated stationery, and illustration for tarot. They are all things that I'm very interested in, and I'm very excited to join these courses. Of course, I cannot really share you the direct content of these courses, but I will show you somewhat of the content through my own works. And technically, yeah, mainly my work. I cannot share you their videos or the course content on paper. As I have said in the intro video as well, that I want this to be a journey that we can share together. I by no means am someone who is specifically talented or skillful in art, but I love art and I'm determined to follow this path. So I'm trying my best to learn everything that I could at the age of 30 as well. Like, I know that I'm kind of a late person to the party, but yeah, still, here I am, ready to study more and more. And I think I love self-study ever since I was still in school. I think it's best when I actually can study things on my own. I think now I'm going to use black to paint the background, the dark sky. I think I will start with it first so that I can go deep into detail later. And the black background will definitely make the whole figure and details kind of pop out a bit. So yeah, I plan to share with you all my journey, and I'm very glad that so far I have found maybe not too many, but definitely very precious people who like have followed my content and look forward to what I have to share. I think if you are as well an artist and you would like to share your own work, even though your work haven't reached the skills, the quality that you truly want it to be, even then still please share your works with others as well. It's a journey and I really appreciate it. I know even though my work many people, if not most, will possibly call it mediocre, like they look definitely not good enough in any mean of it. So but I'm still here and I still like to share things, and I believe that the fact that we share things with one another, help each other, encourage each other to be better and to be more patient with our path, our journey. And also like thing is, the passion itself is very beautiful, and we shouldn't give up on that passion just because we're not good enough at least not good enough to how we want to be, because I don't think that we should use other people's destination and compare our own desire and destination with other people. You know, each of us has a learning curve, each of us has a path that we have to take for ourselves, and no one will be responsible for it. So definitely that this is my journey and I share it with you, but I'm responsible for it on my own. And what I want to say is that we shouldn't always compare ourselves to others and what they can achieve or what they want to achieve. Definitely it's kind of good to always want to be better, especially when you compare or when you look at other people and see that where they are, maybe they are where you desire to be. But always listen to yourself, listen to where you are, your own limit, and things that you can do for now. You can always advance, but you have to do it with, pace, and you have to be careful as well. If not, like, it's easily that we're gonna be burned out. I used to be burned out very quickly and like a lot during my younger years in my 20s, because I don't know how to control, how to divide my time, how to take care of myself. Technically, I didn't know how to respect my own health mentally just as much as physically. So yeah, you need to take all of that into consideration. Take your own time and learn it in the way that you could. Don't just follow people, speed and their achievements. Also, art is about personality a lot. So I believe that each of us has our own design, has our own way of thinking about art, or how we view, how we understand, how we feel about it. And that's why it's even more personal when it comes to the journey of learning to be an artist. We have to be very different from one another. We can't be the same person. Not to say with the way that I understand things, I believe that everyone is unique. Everyone is themselves and themselves alone. This makes us somewhat kind of lonely creatures in the world. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that we cannot share our journey together and support each other, at least mentally, like I plan to do for this channel. It's kind of funny that I told you that I will start with the background first, but then I realized that I want to start with the ground first, because I just suddenly think of the way to draw the ground with the kind of details that I want. How I would like to draw the grasses. On this channel, I actually plan to have more Vietnamese content as well, because I really appreciate my Vietnamese subscribers, and at the same time, my own culture And I like to share with people from the same culture things that I've learned as well. I believe that my own culture, like Vietnamese culture, has many to, help us in achieving things in art. But at the same time, we have much to learn, especially like in the same community internationally. We still have way more to learn from other countries and other culture as well. So here's what I mean by it. I want to, as I said, create a community where we share and talk about our experiences, our way of learning, studying art, especially for people who self-taught like me as well. People who cannot go the straight path, like joining art school and have a full career from the beginning. People who struggle with it and maybe started pretty late as well, like I do. And yeah, together we help each other, support each other in our own passion. Can you start to see how this idea is formed? I think at the beginning it looks rather hard to realize how it actually looked like, but now everything is in thicker black, and so possibly you can see it better. The lighting from my desk is still not suitable enough, I believe. But so far, sadly, I unfortunately I cannot really afford anything better. So this will have to do for a while. Or I will need to learn more on how to do the lighting itself as well. I just love it when I can start to see how my idea is formed bit by bit and take my time working on it. I think now I'm less rushing into like creating, like finishing the painting. Instead, I take more time, just putting myself more into the details, the composition, the scene, the texture of each thing. I mean, I still rush pretty much a lot compared to many others, but here I am, like learning bit by bit to be more patient. And I realize my own, like, how say it? My advance? No, no, not that word. I mean, I realized how I got better from a year ago, definitely. I was way more impatient then, and I also get into burnout pretty quickly. There's also kind of time that I got struck by the fact that I have so many ideas, but I cannot work on any one of them with such spirit as right now I do. I think I just didn't have enough energy for anything because of my own conditions as well. I start to think about the colors for this painting, and I think that I could see some of it, not all of it. Definitely the grass going to be green on both sides, and then the yellow or like the golden moon. Maybe some golden detail on the bow at the back as well. Her hair in dark brown, the rose fan in red and orange. This is going to be a tricky part because it's a mixture between the dark shade of the grass with the part that will be colored. I have to smooth it out a bit where they actually touch one another. Or not, it will look kind of weird. I think pretty much even though I got way better than when I started studying art. Oh well, when I studied a prep class to go into architect school back in 2012, 2011. So like 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago. I think I got way better than then, but I still feel like it's not okay enough. Like I'm still very slow. I need to, well, not exactly slow compared to other alone, but more so to my own pace. I used to advance pretty quick in class as well. When I focus enough, when I study enough as well. And this is what I mean by learning at your own pace. And at the same time, I think I still have a lot of free time that I don't use for anything. I guess I need to learn how to focus my energy in a sufficient way. Does anyone have the same problem? Like, they do have free times, but when they need to focus on the task at hand, their mind seems to go elsewhere. And I have that problem. I easily got distracted, which is really a problem with me. Like, I realize that, but it's still very hard to learn how to focus in the right time. I think the time that I focus the best is when I actually draw, and best would be my own idea. It's a bit strange, but I find it difficult to copy others people painting, even though I know that is one of the way to learn. Like study the master by redo one of their works completely alike, so you learn the way that they draw, the way they paint something. I find it really difficult. I definitely always have to change something about it and give my own sense of thought into it. Like, I'm just bad at copying. That's the thing. And I like to just, spread out my ideas to everyone. I just want to have my ideas out there. But it is also the problem, because when you study art, one of the things that you need to be patient about is to learn from basic steps. You cannot just jump right head on into something complicated, which usually is our own idea. Because we usually have a lot of things that we want to express. So how do we create those things? Like, for example, with this painting, where do I start? So after I have learned art myself for some time, I realized that you need to have a clear method on how you start something. And I learned to learn through creating and failing a lot of ideas that I have. And I enjoy it that way more than actually learn it the old way, that is to start with, like others kind of people idea on how to study art. That's it. So with this painting, for example, it's another time that I'm learning as well. When I draw this painting, I'm also studying too. So the first thing I realized is to have a method logically on how to put all the ideas together. So I vaguely have the idea that the woman was turning her head back and she was wearing something like a kimono for geisha, and the bow is in the form of a moth or a butterfly. Then the first thing I did was to start with the composition, the frame. The frame for me is always important because it's decide on, the place that you're gonna put the character on the paper. Things will look very off if you don't put the character in the right place. So in order to fix how my eyes look at the paper, I always create the frame first, and then I start with the character. So if you are not used to the human poses, the first thing you would like to do is to find the right reference. And references are the best way to learn things. You need to start with something real. Observation means a lot in studying art. So for this painting, I did find a lot of references, like at least 10 photos for geishas costume and how they dress, how they stand, how they look. And then a few photos for the moth. Yeah. But that pretty much like the things that I needed to find. Yeah. Then when I have all this reference that I needed, I will start with the pose of the main character. So if you're not used to drawing certain kind of pose, you will need to follow the reference pretty strictly and start sketching out the form of the pose and then the skeleton, and then like add in the clothing and stuff. About the texture, definitely is way more risky because you wouldn't know how it will turn out to be until everything is done, but you can imagine the texture by trying it many times. So if this is your first time trying maybe like pencil color, you will need to maybe like try different kind of strokes, different kind of lines on a certain kind of text paper. So that is my way of working with this kind of thing. I think you can achieve more, you can learn more through a logical method in how you do things. And this work with studying or self-studying a lot of things. A bit more about this character that I really love. The mermaid is based on one of my best friends. She is a very, adorable person. She's kind-hearted. She's patient when she listens to other people, and she always cares how people do, like help people a lot in many things. Ever since we studied together, she has always been very helpful to me and my other best friend. And she never refused us anything, to be honest. Like, she's just too kind. Even though she herself had many difficulties in life and had many responsibilities that she had to take care of. So when I think about this character, the mermaid, she's someone with a very passionate soul. and yet resilient to the difficulties throughout her life. She's super compassionate, caring, and mother-like a figure. Her child going to be Cow the cat. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but yeah, Cow the cat, and which is based on another friend of mine, the other best friend of mine. And yeah, this mermaid, she came from the deep sea, deep dark sea of, like maybe the Northern Ocean, and she came from an ancient line of being creature living under the sea for so many years, hundreds of years, even thousands of years. And she spent years in darkness until she found the man of her life, the love of her life, the man in the bunny mask. And they form a family together. It's all about romance, my story. you if you like read more into it, you see that I'm just into romance, like love and such. Oh, I love the detail of the moth's wings. It's just so beautiful though. I think I didn't do it justice for the moth's wing, but it looks okay enough. Okay. A bit more details and then I will really finish the background. The dark sky. Also, how do you like my new setting, which is actually just a table's cover? I bought them specifically for this painting for these videos because I think it might look too boring if you look on the table and it's just simply yellow color or wooden color. And yeah, I just want to change it sometime, even though I find it that the wooden color is actually more neutral for the eyes and it helps you easily focus on the painting that I do more so than using a different kind of cover, like the cat cover, for example, of this one. Please let me know in the comment as well. Like, how should I do it? Okay. Oh, so this part is going to be messy, and definitely I will have to use the eraser a lot of time because my hand will definitely make the dark part kind of, like go out into the paper and everything will be kind of dirty. I might actually even make some detail blurry because of my hand. Oh my god, I love it so far. I think I will definitely do a watercolor version for this one because I can't help but feel like I want to draw it even in a bigger space and also like give it more in-depth colors. And I love this composition, but I want to make it better. I want to change it a bit and make the details pop out even more. Okay, so this is the golden color that I have told you about, and I am very tempted to add in the golden detail first to see how it will pop out in the painting. Okay, so I just add some liquid to the very dry golden color, golden paint. And now I'm going to apply it onto the moon and some necessary details. Yeah, it definitely starts to pop out really like a lot, definitely in the video, especially in the video, as you could see. The light, wow, it's so great though. I think it will look even greater if I use watercolor. I'm not sure. Sometimes, like I'm too confident about my watercolor ability. Of course, only when I think about the idea itself. But when I got to the practice itself, I failed pretty badly. So I'm not really sure yet, but I will definitely try a watercolor version for this one because I just love it. And I love the risk as well when you draw watercolor. The skin colors to me is definitely very delicate. And though I love painting the expressions of the character, I have a lot to learn about how the people's skin work, especially on the face, because it's very complicated and very complex. I once learned about it, but I was so lazy to remember everything, so now I have to learn again. Oh, and Sue is here, and she's using her leg, like just touching my painting. Ah, like how adorable is her little paw. But yeah, she's always here when I work on something. So, oh my god, I cannot command her. What can I do? Like, she wouldn't listen to me. I think she knows how I really love and how I really adore her, that she just doesn't listen to me at times, which is a problem. I know. Shouldn't be like that. But somehow it's just hard for me to really teach, you know, a kitty, especially like this is the first time that I take care of a kitty. No, and now she's tapping my head. And she holds it babe. Oh my god. Ah. So about why I named her so. So in Vietnamese, her name together with a few other words, as in a combination, will become the name of some type of food that I really love. And I just, from the beginning, when I saw her picture, even before I brought her home, her name is already Sue. I'm not sure why. She just looked like that, and I think the name Sue is pretty adorable. Now she's trying to have my attention. I'm sorry, my voice must sound really strange when I talk about Sue. Like a different kind of tone, a different kind of personality completely when I talk about my little kitty. So far, I really enjoy the process of, making this video and drawing this idea. It's altogether very pleasing, very fun. And this is possibly the thing that I really want to focus on when I create anything and when I make videos, when I work on this channel. If it's not fun, I wouldn't really do it. Like I don't want to spend my time torturing myself, doing something I don't love, doing something that is not really for me. I would rather spend my time focusing on things that truly matter to myself and to people that I care about, because that is more like, things that we all should do. It will definitely, like, it's just about a kind of human thing that you have the mentality to tend to focus better, a lot better when it's about the thing that you care about, thing that you love. And creative things have always been the thing for me. I just have to, deal with new stuff all the time. Like, is that something that a bit too chaotic, because I know that there are people who are completely opposite to me, that they can focus more on routine and things that like happen again and again in the course of a week. But I'm really bad with that. I cannot repeat the same thing the next day, which is really a vice sometimes, because there are things that you have to follow the routine, and there are times you really need to focus on finishing what you have at hand. You cannot just want to have new stuff all the time. Like, it's just not realistic, Also, I think I now am better with making these videos, like the way that I talk. Firstly, like, you might scold me for this, but I don't have a script. I would rather share with you things I have in my mind at the time. And I want these videos to be something more casual, like we share our thoughts. I share my thought and how I think about things, how I work on these ideas. I think that's more natural, and it suits me better than having a script. Of course, there are videos about more serious topic that I will definitely have a script for it, so that nothing goes out of line, because I did go out of line before for a few videos, because I just wasn't careful enough, and you can never be too careful, especially nowadays when things are more complicated about culture. The world is flat, they say, because now we are all connected to the internet, and who knows when you might upset someone because of the things that you say. And no one can please everybody else. It's just impossible, because everybody have their own unique take on things. So it's the best for me to be careful on what I say when I'm online as well. But at the same time, I want to keep this casual style videos, if that makes sense, because it's really the thing that I love working on. And spontaneity is really something that is about my characteristic. You know what? I think that I failed the hair. The dark brown definitely doesn't go well with the background like that. Yeah, it looks bad. It looks bad. But okay, I will take it for now. Other than the hair, I think other details are actually pretty nice so far. Especially the bow. I love the bow and the moon. They pop out really well in the painting. Sue is still not giving up on attacking me with her paw, which is so cute. Too cute, actually. I cannot take cuteness. Oh no. But well, she's holding the paper for me as well. I don't think this is working. I think I will have to use white ink or something similar. This white doesn't seem to go too well with the current state of the painting. It's not thick enough. Oh my god. And yeah, the pencil just got cracked. Sui is still asking for attention, truly. Okay, so with the white, it does look kind of even better. But no, I don't think it is working too well. Like, it doesn't pop out enough. I think especially in the video, you wouldn't be able to see the white all too well. I think because especially the background is not dark enough, it's not thick enough. I still left like I still leave pretty much like a bunch of like holes that is still brown or like white. So yeah, maybe the thing that I need to do right now is to thicken the background, the dark sky. Okay, so right now the painting is right at the ending stage of it, and I'm going to use white ink finally to have finished touches for this drawing. Okay, so I will add them in slightly to the part that's necessary. Also, how are you thinking about this video so far? I know it's very long and not everyone will be able to make it till this part to the very end of the video, and you might skip a lot of things that I have said. But still, I really want to know your opinions. And if you truly listen to the whole video while you working, while you doing something especially, I'm really glad. Because I really want to be like your company, your companion. Yeah, the companion when you working as well, when you studying. I think before I also really like this kind of content. I love playing PewDiePie's gameplay in the background when I work. And now I still have the habit of watching gameplay when I draw something or when I paint something as well. Or when I just simply like do chores or working on some kind of project. Yeah, the white ink definitely popped out way better than the white pencil. As you could see, I could see it like pop out way better on the video now. Yep, love it. Really love it. Now I could see the sky more sparkling. Also, they are more like fireflies, and I don't want to see star in the sky though. Not really. Because I want the moon to be the focus. So yeah, we'll add a bit of sparkly white to her dress, to the ground. Yep, I think that's pretty okay and pretty enough. A little bit to her scale on the face, to her eyes. Yeah, a bit to the moss bow. Also, do you like to see my reference? I think I will try to include the reference into my videos next time that I paint or create this kind of ideas. Because I think that will be more helpful to, so you can see the process in full, as I promised, as I should have done. Okay, so I think the painting, the drawing is pretty finished. Under this lighting, though, it's not really alike to how I see it with my eyes. But yeah, the detail does look really nice, especially the half below. The grass is really, the flow of it is really good. The bow is as good as I want it to be. But the hair is really ruined. The hair is really ruined, to be honest. Like nothing can save it. But it is going to be my big lesson. The face is also not okay enough. And I think the shading for the whole painting is not good enough. Like it still look a bit, bland. But yeah, overall I love the idea and the fact that it's kind of popped out so far looks pretty good, actually. Now I will show you the scan version of this painting, this drawing. You see, it looks way better with the details and everything. Like truly popped out, and with this one, I think you can see it clearer how, the texture and everything. I think I learned a lot more after I finished this drawing, this painting, and definitely I will make a watercolor version as I have said, and I will show you the whole process for that one as well. I think I might make some changes, especially to the moon, to the hair, to the overall shading and color of the painting of the idea. And maybe this time I will make a draft for it so that I don't fail too much. Even though I think this one is pretty nice too in its own right, but it's still not okay enough, I think. The thing is, I did learn many things in my conclusion and I really love it. And I truly like the whole process. If you do like the processes as much as I do as well, if you like this video, if you look forward to my content in the future, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate every little bit of support from you, and I hope that you will have a good day or night. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. See ya.